in our curriculum, our teachers are teaching them things that go on in the industry. And the poultry industry is a huge part of the agriculture industry. Our main goal is to help support teachers and students in the development of animal science curriculum and following through with those projects. And so the poultry industry is continuing to grow. It's a very important part in the Georgia industry, or the Georgia business as a whole, and the Georgia agribusiness. And so we do this poultry contest to give students an opportunity to get a glimpse, a very small glimpse into that career. We had about 60 teams here this morning. About half of those are junior and half are senior. And so we take those, the junior and the junior is 9th through 6th grade, and senior teams could also be 9th through 12th grade. 9th is the flex grade. We take all those students and we divide them into the 8 groups. And then we assign teachers to work with them and rotate them through the groups. And so a student, they have about 10 minutes per class, and then they rotate through the different classes until they get them, until they're all the way through. They judge the interior part of an egg. They candle the eggs. They hold it up to a light where they actually learn how to basically grade an egg. When you go to buy a carton of egg, they're graded A, AA, or no. You don't see any of the no grades, of course, in the grocery store, but they're graded amount the size of the air pocket or their little air bubble in that egg. And students learn how to do that as early as the 6th grade in agriculture education. And they continue on up to the 12th grade. So they do the interior egg grading. They do exterior egg grading, things looking like for calcium deposits and ridges, and they look for cracks and dented and checked things on the eggs. And then they also look at the carcasses. The carcasses, problems that you most likely never see in a grocery store, like exposed skin or exposed meat, exposed flesh, where the skin has been torn, or a part of the chicken missing, like the whole bird, things like that. They learn to look at those and how to grade those carcasses. They also look at the individual. They do a class on identification of chicken parts. They learn how to identify everything from a chicken leg all the way to a breast and a corner and a chicken neck, and all the different spare parts that come off of a chicken that if they're in a processing plant, they need to know those. They also learn how to place those, learn evaluation factors on those, and they also take a look at live birds and further processed meats. On the live birds, they actually learn how to handle those birds. Some of them are past production hens, some are broiler breeders, and they learn the difference between those. And they're handling for things like trying to determine where the breast meat is at and to see if it's bigger. At certain places, they're also handling the birds. There's a certain way that you can handle them to determine how productive a hen has been when she laid eggs and the way that her body's made.
The extension faculty put this together. It's part of our recruiting program. I'm in charge of the broiler breeder section, which is cull keep, where they have to select 4 birds that they would use as parents, and they have to, basically what we call cull 4 birds, or 4 birds they would not select as parents. And we're also in charge of the past production hens, where they're going to have 4 white leghorns. Those are the birds that are typically used in the commercial egg industry. And they will have to take those 4 birds and rank them from the bird that's laid the most eggs and is a prolific layer versus the bird that has laid the fewest eggs and may not be such a good layer. One of the things that we just hope to do is maybe educate them on potential opportunities that our department can offer them, and maybe even some career opportunities that they can do after they graduate, in terms of going and getting a career in the poultry industry.
One of the reasons contests are there is so that they learn about a career, and so hopefully we're actually training our future agriculturists or people going into the agribusiness, and so hopefully that they can learn this today. And what would be surprising to a lot of these students is they don't realize the stuff that they're learning here through the poultry judging contest. When they go to actually work in a processing plant, it gives them a heads up. When they go to actually work in the line, or actually they could very quickly move up to a manager type position because they already know what type of defects they're looking for when a product's coming down the line. Whereas a person who comes straight, out without having any type of education or background and goes into that plant, if they go to work in a processing plant, they already know what type of defects they're looking for an egg or looking for on the processed meats. And so, I want the kids to have fun, but I want them to realize that they already have somewhat of a background into a very viable industry in agriculture in Georgia.